repairs. They are under investigation from the state. What we know about the emergency meeting that the UIL is holding this morning and how you can watch it. Plus, the city of Port Arthur preparing for upgrades after voters said yes to Proposition A, the project that city officials want to focus on. And hundreds of flights are expected to be canceled starting today as the government shutdown continues. How travelers at Houston airports are preparing for the travel chaos. 12 News Daybreak starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong. Tia, she's going to be back on Daybreak next week. Your time's now 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber as we take a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. We've been talking about that fog all morning. We got Jeff Gerber standing by to tell us more about today's forecast.
And the fog's pretty thick right around the triangle here. We're seeing visibilities less than a mile. Less than a half a mile actually through Beaumont and Port Arthur at 3/10 of a mile there. Less than a mile in Orange at 8/10 of a mile. And then up in Jasper, it's been not too bad this morning. 4 miles visibility there. And we do have a weather impact for this morning. That is a dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. But it only includes Jefferson and Orange counties till 9 o'clock. Visibilities could be less than a quarter of a mile. So give yourself a little extra time if you live around Jefferson and Orange counties to get where you're going for this morning. By this afternoon, we'll go with partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. Temperatures looking good. We'll be up there into the lower 80s, around 83 for a high. And we'll see a little bit of a southwesterly wind today, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We've been talking about a cold front coming through this weekend, and it's still on track late Saturday into Sunday. So we'll go from 80s on Saturday to temperatures barely getting to 70 on Sunday. We'll look at the numbers for your next 7 days coming up in weather. All right, Jeff. Well, TxDOT, they may have finished their emergency repairs on Interstate 10 East in Beaumont yesterday morning, but many drivers told us they spent hours there stuck in that traffic as they were making those repairs. Now, those delays, they also had impacts on the city. Several Southeast Texans say Wednesday night's repairs are just one of many issues that they try to avoid when they're driving there on I-10.
Day to day is people trying to get home to their families or like stuff like that, just trying to get home and you can't for hours on end. It was very, very bad. We didn't get home for at least 2.5 hours. We were sitting there not moving.
Well, TxDOT says the problem involved a broken armor joint with exposed steel. You see it right there. Only one lane was open for 13 hours, causing major delays, and city officials told us it impacted Beaumont roads as well.
If we know that these key intersections in the city are going to be impacted, that we have our alternate routes in place, just speaking from a streets and drainage and traffic standpoint, but you know, fire EMS and police, they have their procedures that they execute as well.
And the city was instructed by TxDOT Wednesday to place flashing lights at intersections on College, Calder, North Harrison, and 11th Street to help with traffic flow. All right, a heads up to drivers in Port Arthur and Groves. They should expect alternating lane closures today on Twin City Highway from Hugaboom Road to Highway 73. That's going to be from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Expect delays. Well, it's a new day for Port Arthur. That's the promise from City Hall after voters approved a measure to use money that the city's EDC receives from sales tax toward a wider range of projects. Now, they can include parks, housing, job growth, and sports facilities, among other things. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato, she has more from Mayor Charlotte Moses.
I'm always for progress in Port Arthur, and whatever we need or whatever funds we need to get those things accomplished, I definitely support.
Voters like Port Arthur resident Dwight Wagner passed Prop A. The measure now allows the city to convert its Economic Development Corporation from a Type A to a Type B. That expands the types of projects that can be funded. Projects like community facilities, housing, and water improvements.
Parks and recreation, street improvement for quality of life, attracting businesses, bringing in more entertainment, and capitalizing on the progress that we've made so far.
Port Arthur Mayor Charlotte Moses says she is thankful the proposition overwhelmingly passed.
We want to hear from the citizens, and we want to make sure that we're meeting their needs, because it's all about the citizens of Port Arthur.
She says all projects are important to her, but affordable housing is in desperate need in her community.
Now this gives us an opportunity to be able to look at those companies that can come in and help us with housing and be able to assist citizens with down payment assistance.
But not everyone agreed with how the prop was presented to voters. Councilman Harold Doucette says he agrees with what voters decide, but want them to be informed.
You're trying to do it in a manner that voters are not informed enough to make the decision they want. And that's all I asked from day one, from the first day when I read it.
Wagner says he's optimistic and has a song to prove it.
Here's to Port Arthur, no one could love you more out of all of the places that we choose to be. None can compare to our city by the sea.
Great song right there, a little Port Arthur pride. Well, Mayor Moses says that residents are still going to have a voice on these projects as the city plans to hold public hearings. And two coaches with the Little Cypress Mauriceville football team, they're being investigated by the UIL. An emergency meeting is planned for this morning at 9 a.m. LCM, it's on the verge of a playoff run and in contention for a district championship. Right now, there are no details on which specific rules were allegedly violated, but here's what we do know. The potential violations, it falls under a section of rules under UIL that look at whether district staff, including contest sponsors, did something or failed to do something that led a student or coach to break the athletic code. Now, we're going to be streaming the UIL hearing this morning at 9 a.m. here on 12 News Plus. We're also going to have more from our 409 sports reporter Holton Pepper coming up at 7:30 this morning. Meanwhile, the outpouring of support has been massive in the wake of Marshawn Nealon's tragic apparent suicide. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, he's expressing his condolences at an event last night in Louisiana.
I heard for every single one of my teammates. It's just a pain that you don't wish upon anybody. You wish none of us had to go through this. You wish Marshawn didn't have to go through what he went through. And just thankful for each moment we have in this life, and don't take it for granted. And hug and love on those that you do.
Prescott, he also lost his brother Jace to suicide in 2020. So if you or someone you know is struggling, you could call that number right there on your screen, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. That's all by dialing 988. All right, well, hundreds of flights are expected to be canceled today as the government shutdown enters its 37th day, the longest in U.S. history. Anelli Ruiz, she has more from Bush Intercontinental in Houston.
At Bush Airport, travelers are feeling the anxiety take off.
Extremely anxious because I catch about 5 to 9 flights a week.
Frequent flyer Jonathan Soria says he's already noticed the difference in recent weeks.
Air traffic controllers, they even texted us, said that the plane couldn't land. It was in a holding pattern above.
And now with the FAA announcing plans to cancel up to 10% of domestic flights nationwide, travelers like Jonathan are prepping.
Kind of maybe buy a second ticket just in case this one gets canceled. So we're playing flight roulette right now.
Right now, we don't know what flights will be canceled, but United Airlines says they're adjusting the schedules through Sunday, cutting about 20 flights in and out of Houston.
It'll mainly be the United Express flights. There'll be some mix of our mainline operation as well, but about 20 round trips in and out of Houston over the next couple of days will be affected.
Southwest Airlines says if your flight is canceled, you'll automatically be rebooked and notified. American Airlines, Delta, and Frontier said they expect the vast majority will not see disruptions, but impacted customers will be contacted. CNN reports flight reductions will begin at 4% this week, gradually increasing to 10% by the 14th of this month. But some feel
The uncommon flights are going to be getting canceled.
And while the cancellations are frustrating, many travelers say they're thinking about the federal employees who are still showing up without pay.
Be commended for coming in to work without no money. I mean, that's a whole lot.
And they hope lawmakers are listening.
Both of you need to sit at the table come to the conclusion of what needs to be done so we can get back to business.
And that was Anayeli Ruiz reporting out of Houston. 12 News, we are monitoring any impact of flights that may happen at Beaumont's Jack Brooks Regional Airport. Also, be sure to check in with your airline if you are flying out today through the weekend. Well, ahead of Thanksgiving, turkey and egg prices, they could go up again with the bird flu cases on the rise. Now, in the last month, more than 3.5 million turkeys, chicken, and ducks, they have died from the virus. But some good news here. Walmart says that it's reducing its Thanksgiving meal bundle by 25%, and Target is offering a dinner for 4 for just $20.
Overall, grocery bills are up. Just the price of meat is up. The price of, other commodities are up. And this is why retailers are putting promotions on for Thanksgiving staples earlier than they typically would.
And that's not the only fear this holiday season. Texans are going to spend big bucks this Thanksgiving and Christmas. But as Jeremy Baker explains, scammers, they are just lying in wait.
Shopping online, booking trips, and giving back. So many reasons shoppers need to be aware of this year's emerging scam trends to keep themselves secure and money as safe as possible. Starting with holiday travel scams.
Unfortunately, we're going to see that a lot during the season. It's just going to get worse as we head into the Thanksgiving holiday and the Christmas holiday.
Top travel scams include fake travel websites, vacation rental scams, phishing texts and emails, too good to be true deals, and rental car and fuel scams.
I would double check the reservations in your name. Just call ahead to their airline, call ahead to the hotel, and just ensure that you've got a booking and that it's secured.
The BBB says some of the top online scams of Christmas include social media gift exchanges, where gifts are exchanged online and your personal info gets out. Free gift card scams, where scammers impersonate legitimate companies to get you to click on links or pop-ups. Fake charities, where money is collected for fraudulent charities and the scammers collect the dough. And puppy scams, as people turn to the internet for a forever friend and lose their dollars without getting a dog. Social media scams take a chunk of change from holiday spenders too, including fake online secret Santas.
How would you like to pay it forward? How would you like to get involved, buy the next person's gift? But in the end, the mail service considers it fraud. It is illegal.
And that was Jeremy Baker reporting. The Better Business Bureau has a scam tracker you can use on its website. Well, still ahead here on 12 News Plus, it's time for the Daybreak Prep Rally. Derek Jones is going to be live in Hampshire with the Longhorns ahead of the big game tonight, plus a new biopic teaser and a viral videos. They are causing viral debates. Your trending news is coming up. Your time, 7:13.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions. For all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
$7:15 on this Friday morning, and the Weather Service has issued a dense fog advisory till 9 o'clock. That goes for just Jefferson and Orange counties. Visibility in some areas of less than a quarter of a mile. Give yourself a little extra time out there for this morning. Here are visibilities. You can see showing 3/10 in Beaumont, 3/10 of a mile in Port Arthur, 8/10 of a mile in Orange, and then 4 miles in Jasper. Let's look outside. And we look down towards Port Arthur right now, at least on our camera here, it doesn't look too bad. You can definitely see some fog there off in the distance, some of those low-level clouds. This camera brought to you by Market Basket, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. But once this fog burns off, we'll see plenty of sunshine for today, maybe a few clouds here and there. But overall, it's just kind of like yesterday where we're dealing with a little bit of fog this morning, then we'll see some sunshine for this afternoon. Temperatures are warmer this morning. South winds, southwesterly winds brought our temperatures up to the 60s. 66 in Jasper, Woodville, also here in Beaumont, 67 through Orange and Kirbyville, 68 right now in Port Arthur, and then 69 in Silsbee. Cold front we've been waiting for is now made its way into northern parts of Texas. We're waiting for this to kind of slide through here tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. With that, we won't see any rain, maybe a sprinkle, but main thing is going to be colder air coming in behind the front as we go from 80s, middle 80s on Saturday down to around 70 for a high on Sunday, and even cooler than that. We're looking at highs maybe in the 50s on Monday. So a big batch of cold air headed in our direction, but we've got a couple of days before it actually gets here. As we look at Futurecast, very warm today. Our normal high around 75. We'll jump to the lower 80s today, so we'll be about 6 to 8 degrees warmer than normal for this time of year. We will see temperatures this evening in the 70s to start off, and then late in the evening we'll see some 60s, so a great night for some football, no problems out there. And then overnight we could see some more fog developing as temperatures drop back into the 60s. So highs today around 82, 83, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, southwesterly winds at 5 to 10 tonight. Could see some more fog as we head through the overnight early morning hours on Saturday. Temperatures will be in the 60s once again. And then here's that big change, 85 on Saturday, barely to 70 on Sunday with gusty north winds throughout the day at 10 to 20. So it's going to be a little bit of a blustery day on Sunday. Monday only in the 50s, 60s for Tuesday, and then morning lows there going to be into the 30s. It looks like maybe both of those mornings. Wednesday and Thursday, we'll go back to near normal readings. We'll jump to highs into the 70s, and then our morning lows are going to be once again a little bit closer to normal as we drop into the 50s for both of those mornings.
I'm sure that fog, like you said, is just going to clear up just like it did yesterday as soon as that sun came up. Seems like a little bit less than what we had yesterday as well.
It was. I mean, yesterday we had that dense fog advisory all along the Gulf Coast. This morning it's just basically Orange and Jefferson counties. And like I said, that fog's breaking up pretty quickly.
Okay, well, good to know. And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app.
It's time for the Daybreak Pep Rally.
And our final game of the week is tonight. The Hampshire Finette Longhorns, they are hitting the road to take on the West Orange Stark Mustangs. Kickoff is tonight, 7:30 at Dan R. Hook Stadium, and it being Friday, so what better way to celebrate the end of this regular high school football season than with a Daybreak Pep Rally. 12 News reporter Derek Jones is live in Hampshire this morning with the Longhorns as they prepare for the big game tonight. Derek, I bet everyone's pumped up down there, huh?
Mark, you said it yourself, what a better way to celebrate the Friday morning with the Hampshire Finette Longhorns. Now I'm here with our drill team captain. Hey, could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Riley. I'm colonel of the drill team here, and I'm just in charge of the Golden Girls and choreographing dances and making sure that everybody stays in line and all the fun stuff like that.
What is your favorite drill team memory?
Well, before every game, we pray together in a circle, and I really, really love that. It's probably my favorite part of the games and everything.
And I understand you're you're a senior here at Hampshire-Finette High, what is your favorite school memory? What are you going to miss the most from this football season as well?
Well, since it is my senior year, I'm just super sad because like these have been the best years. I've been on drill team all 4 years, so every memory I've made on this team has been so amazing. But I'm probably just gonna miss the girls and having my best friends all on one team. It's been really great.
So I'm sorry to hear that. But what are your plans after high school? I heard you were talking a little bit right before it. Could you share with the viewers what your plans are?
Yes, so after high school, I plan to go to Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches. I want to study nursing, and if that doesn't work out, I plan to go to speech pathology.
I'm pretty sure that's going to work out great for you. Thank you so much for joining me up here. So if you guys are wanting to see the game, the Longhorns will be taking on the Mustangs at West Orange Stark. So if you guys want to see that game, our 49 Sports Team will be there, and you can watch it on 12 News Plus. Derek Jones at Hampshire-Finette, 12 News. Let's go Longhorns!
Derek Jones gets to have all the fun out there. All right, be sure to also get in your vote for the Band of the Week. Let us know if it's the Longhorns or the Mustangs who should take home the season's final bragging rights. Just head on over to 12newsnow.com/band to vote. You have until 3 p.m. today. And your time 7:21 here on 12 News Plus. Time for some trending news. An official teaser trailer just dropped for the new biopic yesterday. Take a look.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
Okay, but remember, in here, keep those feet still, my man.
This one looks big. It's called Michael, and it follows Michael Jackson's rise to fame. And the King of Pop's actual nephew, Jafar, will portray his late uncle. It hits theaters April 24th. All right, the golden rule of weddings is never upstage the bride, especially if she is paying your invoice. Well, check out this viral TikTok video. The bride can be seen walking down a grand staircase arm in arm with her father. But moments later, we'll see. Oh, there it is. Attention shifted when her wedding coordinator dramatically zips past them, sliding down the banister there. The video has been viewed more than 11 million times, sparking online debate about wedding professionalism and etiquette. I wonder if they had an open bar. All right, there's another debate growing after a former high school principal posted online saying it's okay to pull kids out of school for emergencies, but not for vacations. And parents, they lost it. Well, Gail Johnson says that she got dozens of messages from parents arguing that travel is like a field trip and schools shouldn't police family time. I guess there's arguments on both sides there. Well, Johnson says she wasn't trying to ruin anyone's beach trip. There's just a lot of makeup work when kids miss a whole week. Her bottom line, public school comes with shared responsibility. I can see that. Don't miss too much school. All right, wow, man, look at that dense fog right there. As we look out on the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network here above Lake Charles, your time is 7:22. Be careful out there on the roadways. Hey, much clearer up there in Jasper. Jeff Gerber, he's going to be back in a moment with your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Boma.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back at the bus stop. A little foggy this morning in spots. 66, 79 on the way out to recess, and then warm on the way home with temperatures in the lower 80s today. Coastal marine forecast for your Friday. Southwesterly winds at 5 to 10 knots, seas around 2 to 3 feet. Next high tide is this evening at 5:45. Our sunrise was about an hour ago, 6:36. Our sunsets at 5:24 for this evening. Water temperature at 74. Right now, winds are fairly calm out there at Texas Point. Just a light chop on the inland lakes and bays today. We'll see some sunshine. Be ready. Big cold fronts coming through late Saturday into Sunday. We'll look at the numbers behind the cold front coming up in our weather.
All right, well, coming up here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, 2 Little Cypress Mauriceville coaches, they're under investigation from the UIL, the emergency meeting that is happening this morning and how you can watch it. Plus, traffic troubles, they hit Beaumont hard this week. The emergency repairs on I-10 that left drivers stuck for hours. Hear from some who say that this is why they try to avoid the interstate altogether. And concerns today about chaos at several major airports as airlines are forced to cut back on flights. Why the impacts are yet to be determined. We have more news and weather in just a couple of minutes. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong. Your time's now 7:30, so let's go ahead and take a look at your top stories this morning. First up, a judge denied bond for Octavian Rhodes Jr. Now, he's charged with first-degree murder. This is following that deadly shooting at the Velma Jeter Manor Apartments in Orange. Now, investigators say that Rhodes admitted to firing his gun after an argument Tuesday night. He remains in the Orange County Jail with no bond. In Hardin County, a jury sentenced Chad Potts to 2 life sentences and 20 years for child sex crimes. Judge Steve Thomas, he ordered those sentences to be stacked. That means that Potts, he's going to have to serve each one separately. He's going to spend at least 70 years behind bars before he's eligible for parole.
Finding that the punishment in this case should be assessed at 15 years confinement in prison.
And a Jefferson County jury sentenced Gabriel Jones to 15 years for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. This was all over a violent confrontation at the Port Arthur Inn back in 2023. Prosecutors say this started with an argument about a fence, which led to Jones stabbing a man several times. The jury found there wasn't enough evidence to convict him on a second assault charge where he was also accused of hitting another man, a maintenance worker, with a chair. All right, let's go ahead and take a live look now outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. It's like night and day when you look at Jasper compared to the Triangle with that fog. We've got Jeff Gerber standing by with telling us more about today's forecast.
Yeah, there is a dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. That's only for Jefferson and Orange counties. That's where we've been seeing the thickest fog with some visibilities less than a quarter of a mile. So give yourself a little extra time for this morning. It's already starting to break up a little bit, so we won't see too much more, I think, in the way of some really thick fog through the rest of the morning. Like I said, that goes till 9, but I bet we'll see that stuff break up by 8:30 or so. 1.3 miles in Beaumont as far as the visibility. That's up half a mile in Orange, and they're still showing about 0 visibility in Port Arthur. Here's Port Arthur on our camera, and you can see some fog off in the distance, but right here we're seeing a pretty good visibility from our camera in Port Arthur, our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. This camera brought to you by Market Basket. Our day planner takes us up into the lower 80s for today. We'll see mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies and southwesterly winds at about 5 to 10. No rain in the forecast, but we definitely see a drop in temperatures over the weekend. We'll look at that coming up in our weather segment.
All right, well, TxDOT, they may have finished their emergency repairs this week on eastbound I-10 in Beaumont, but many drivers, they told us they spent hours stuck in one place. You see the mess right there. Those delays, they also had impacts on city streets. Several Southeast Texans, they say that Wednesday night's repairs, they are just one of the many issues they try to avoid when driving on I-10.
Day to day is people trying to get home to their families or like stuff like that, just trying to get home and you can't for hours on end. It was very, very bad. We didn't get home for at least 2.5 hours. We were sitting there not moving.
Well, we tracked down TxDOT, and they told us in an email yesterday that the issue here was that it was a broken armor joint with exposed steel. They shared these pictures of the damage. Now, only one lane was open for 13 hours. It caused major delays. We spoke to city leaders about how that impacted the city of Beaumont's roads.
If we know that these key intersections in the city are going to be impacted, that we have our alternate routes in place. Just speaking from a streets and drainage and traffic standpoint, but you know, fire EMS and police, they have their procedures that they execute as well.
So how did that impact the surface streets? Well, the city of Beaumont was instructed by TxDOT to place flashing lights at intersections on College, Calder, North Harrison, and 11th Street to help with the traffic flow. Well, developing under the Friday night lights, a Southeast Texas football team on the verge of a playoff run is now under investigation. 2 Little Cypress Mauriceville coaches, they are being investigated by UIL, and an emergency meeting that is happening this morning to address the situation. 409 Sports reporter Holton Pepper, he has all the details.
Here is why this is such a big deal. LCM currently is in the run for not just a playoff berth, as they are tied with 3 other teams for first place in District 10 481, but they are in contention for a district championship as well. The Bears have had an incredible season and have looked the part of a deep playoff team in what is Eric Peavy's 5th season as the head coach of the program. Now, there are no details on which rules were allegedly violated. That being said, what we do know is what the potential violations are from Section 51B1 of the UIL Constitution and Contest Rules. This section addresses violations that occur when covered school district personnel, including all UIL contest sponsors, quote, by act or omission, end quote, cause a student or member's school to violate the athletic code or athletic code for coaches. Now stay tuned with us as we learn more on this ongoing situation. For now, in studio, Holton Pepper, 12 News.
All right, Holton, and we're going to be streaming the UIL hearing this morning at 9 a.m. on 12 News Plus. Well, Texas, it is taking popular video game Roblox to court. Attorney General Ken Paxton, he announced Thursday that the state is going to sue Roblox, now they're suing it for ignoring state and federal online safety laws while deceiving parents about the dangers of its platform. That lawsuit alleging that Roblox has not taken precautions to protect minors. Now, this isn't the first lawsuit this gaming platform has faced. Other suits claim that the adults have posed as minors and have exposed children to sexually explicit content and abuse. In those cases, the company has stated that it uses filters, human moderators, and parental controls to protect children. All right, now to the verdict in a closely watched trial involving a man, a federal agent, and a sandwich. ABC's Mola Langhi has more.
It's the case of the sandwich thrown at a federal agent, and now the jury has made it clear they have no appetite for charges. Sean Dunn admitted throwing that sandwich at the agent during President Trump's law enforcement surge in Washington over the summer. His action becoming a symbol of resistance, with signs like this popping up around D.C. Dunn becoming known as the Sandwich Guy.
The Sandwich Guy.
Sandwich Guy.
The Sandwich Guy.
The Sandwich Guy. His lawyers called it a harmless gesture of protest, but U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro accused Dunn of throwing the sandwich at, quote, point-blank range.
We charged him with a felony, assault on a police officer. So there, stick your Subway sandwich somewhere else.
A grand jury rejected that charge, so prosecutors downgraded the case to a misdemeanor. During the 3-day trial, the agent who had the sandwich thrown at him said he felt the impact through his bulletproof vest, saying, "The sandwich kind of exploded all over my uniform. It smelled of onions and mustard." But the defense said he was full of baloney and showed a picture of the wrapped sandwich lying on the ground, mostly intact. The defense also noting the agent's co-workers gave him a plush toy sandwich, which he displayed in his office and had attached an image like this one on his lunchbox, showing the likeness of Dunn holding a hoagie above the words "felony footlong." The defense arguing the agent and his co-workers found the whole thing funny. After 7 hours of deliberation, jurors yesterday found the prosecution's argument did not cut the mustard. They found Dunn not guilty.
I am so happy that justice prevails in spite of everything happening.
Attorney and Trump critic George Conway celebrating the acquittal with an original song.
I built a sandwich, but I swear it had that provolone.
All right, the ongoing federal government shutdown, it is sparking a widespread travel-related headache. United Airlines, they've announced that it's going to preemptively cancel roughly 200 flights for today, and that's going to break down to about 4% of the carrier's planned schedule. Delta Airlines, they're also canceling around 170 regional and mainline flights here today. Southwest, they're going to cancel about 100 flights. And American Airlines, they are planning to reduce its schedule by more than 200 flights daily from Friday to Monday. And concerns today about chaos at numerous major airports as the airlines are forced to cut back on the number of flights. The airlines say that passengers on canceled flights are going to be notified, but how this all plays out appears very much still up in the air. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has those details.
This morning, flight reductions at 40 major airports are beginning to take effect. The FAA has ordered airlines to reduce flights at so-called high-impact airports by 4% this morning. That will gradually increase to 10% of flights by next Friday. Airlines not following the rules will be hit with a $75,000 fine per flight over the limit.
This is going to be huge. So on a given day in the U.S., there might be 100 to 200 flights canceled. This is going to be 4,000. And mind you, it's not just canceled flights. Because of these canceled flights, there's going to be thousands more delays as well.
The FAA says the air traffic reduction is needed for safety because of the shortage of air traffic controllers and TSA agents during the government shutdown. They're being forced to work without pay, and many are calling out sick. American Airlines beginning today will cancel about 220 of its 6,000 daily departures. Delta is canceling 170 per day, and United fewer than 200 per day through Sunday. Multiple airlines are offering refunds and free changes for impacted flights. And while travelers are frustrated,
my sister and I both were planning on going there and flying to Raleigh and surprising our parents. So it was definitely, disappointing.
Airport workers are struggling.
When I call out, I tell them the truth. Can't afford childcare. This is enough to hold over for maybe another week.
Another major issue during the shutdown is government food assistance. A federal judge yesterday ordered the Trump administration to provide full SNAP benefits to states by today. The administration had previously said it would use emergency funds to only partially fund the benefits. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Well, airlines are canceling 4% of flights at certain airports today and preparing for even greater reductions. The FAA says that these cuts, they are necessary because of this government shutdown, as it is causing air traffic controller shortages. Now, experts advise people departing within 10 days to keep an eye on their airline's app for changes. They say that carriers likely will try to preserve their hub-to-hub operations. They suggest travelers with regional flights, like out of Beaumont, for example, consider driving to a different city or buying a backup ticket. Now, several airlines, they are letting passengers change their flights for free. For people planning to buy tickets soon, experts suggest booking with airlines directly. They recommend avoiding layovers if possible, and the Transportation Secretary suggests bracing for possible Thanksgiving impacts. All right, still ahead here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. Live from Hampshire Fannett, Derek Jones. He has a look at this week's biggest matchup. Catch all the action on the game of the week.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back outside. Still have some lingering fog here and there across southeast Texas. Here's the view over towards Orange, and visibilities are improving, but they were way down there earlier. You can see over in Orange on our Roofing 911 live Skycam network from the Horseman's Western Store, currently showing 69 degrees, humidity at 99%, northwesterly winds at about 9. We do have a dense fog advisory that goes till 9 from the Weather Service, but it only includes Orange and Jefferson counties, but visibility still could be pretty low, maybe a quarter of a mile or less, so make sure you give yourself a little extra time. Here are official visibilities, and you can see half a mile in Orange, 3/10 of a mile in Port Arthur, 7 now in Beaumont, and then 6 in Jasper. Once again, that dense fog advisory only for Orange and Jefferson counties. Temperature-wise, warmer this morning thanks to some of those low-level clouds and south winds. We're seeing numbers in the 60s instead of the 50s. 68 Jasper, Orange, and Port Arthur. 66 in Beaumont and Woodville. 67 Kirbyville, and then 69 in Silsbee. Pretty quiet across the state. Nothing on radar. We have to go all the way off towards our east to catch a few showers on radar. This front's going to come through as we head towards Saturday night into Sunday, and that's going to drop our temperatures off as we head towards Sunday into early next week. Today, though, we'll be well above normal. We'll jump to the lower 80s for highs, around 82, 83 with partly to mostly sunny skies. Then we drop back into the 70s and 60s for this evening. This evening looks great for football. No problems out there. Overnight, some more fog developing, and we'll see temperatures in the 60s. So lower 80s today, partly cloudy, southwesterly winds tonight. Could see some more fog, but temperatures hold once again into the lower 60s. Here's our 7-day, and we're showing 85 on Saturday. Front goes through late Saturday, Sunday. Then Sunday, we'll see a high maybe 70. We might be stuck in the 60s. Then we'll see morning lows into the upper 50s on Sunday, down around 40 degrees on Monday, and around 36 on Tuesday. So these 2 mornings could see some patchy frost, especially up in the lakes area, maybe even a light freeze by Tuesday morning up in the lakes area. After that, we finally rebound. We're looking at temperatures in the middle 70s for Wednesday, upper 70s for Thursday, close to 80 with morning lows in the 50s.
All right, Jeff. Well, registration now open at Lamar Institute of Technology for the winter mini and spring semesters. That includes late start, spring 2 and spring 3 semesters. Students, they can register online or on campus today. Well, veterans a job hunted at Workforce Solutions annual hiring Red, White, and U job fair yesterday. 27 employers, they offered jobs from CDL drivers to electricians and a variety of other entry-level positions. So if you missed out on Thursday's event, don't worry. You can find all the listings on the organization's website.
Well, all the 27 employers that we have here today have their jobs that are posted on Work in Texas. So if they missed the event today, they can go on to Work in Texas, look at that employer, see what type of job opening, and they can apply with there.
And the next job fair, that's going to be December 4th in partnership with Lamar Institute of Technology. That is open to everyone.
409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
The wait is over. Teams have fought hard all season to reach this stage, and tonight the district title is on the line in our 409 Sports Blitz Game of the Week. And 12 News reporter Derek Jones, he's live in Hampshire Fannett this morning with a preview of our final game of the week. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning, Mark. This season has been tough for everyone. The top 3 teams could be tied up tonight for the district title, but we'll see how that goes after the games tonight. Last year, Hampshire Fannett won this game at home in the pouring rain, and few players remember that title run. Most of the team was new and have had to grow and improve together. Now, a win tonight could give them a chance to share this memory going for the championship.
Yeah, it's been a grind. We've had a real tough season, a real tough schedule, excuse me. But yet we keep moving along and doing well. And so as each week goes, we get better and better and better. I love playing good teams. I think it's good for your kids. Win or lose either team, it's great experience for both, for Southeast Texas, for us moving on to the next step. And that's what you want. It's a great matchup. West Orange Stark versus Hampshire Fannett, that's a ticket, man. Buy a ticket. It's good stuff.
As for their rivals, West Orange Stark, Hiawatha Hickman is in control. They've already secured a share of the district title no matter what happens. But a win at home against the Longhorns tonight will give Coach Hickman his first district championship as head coach, the outright district title, and the top seed for the playoffs.
October, you have a good October, it sets you up for big games in November. And it was the same way last year, same way this year. Now we've put ourselves in a position to play in this game. We're talking about earn it. Now we're going to have to earn it. Hampshire's going to come along. They got an opportunity to get back in this thing, to get a piece of it, so they'll be well motivated. Usually a lot of times week 10, things are already decided and people know where they're going, where they're playing in the playoffs. I like it. It makes us have to go out there and play and kind of sharpens our tool for next week.
Kickoff is at 7:30 at Dan R. Hook Stadium, and be sure to vote for our Band of the Week. Let us know if the Longhorns or the Mustangs should take home the season's final bragging rights. Just head to 12newsnow.com/band to vote. You have until 3 p.m. Our 409 sports team will be there for the game tonight with our live coverage, so tune in to 12 News this evening to see the outcome of that match. Live from Hampshire Finette High, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Well, the McFadden Wardhouse Museum is inviting the community to an evening of sensational sounds. This is going to be music at the McFaddens. It's a free outdoor concert, and it takes place today, 6:30 p.m. Tonight, I should say. It's going to be in the museum's beautiful gardens. Guests, they can bring their blankets, chairs, and refreshments to enjoy the band Midlife Crisis. They're a 10-piece Southeast Texas band performing classic rock favorites. Gates for this open at 6 p.m. Also, legendary hip-hop icon Scarface, he is bringing his unplugged and personal live experience to Beaumont for one night only here at the Julie Rogers Theater. Doors for this open at 7 p.m. with showtime at 8:30 p.m. This is inspired by his acclaimed Tiny Desk performance. The show features a live band, unplugged arrangements, and a powerful storytelling, all in celebration of Scarface's birthday. He's a Houston original. Tickets are still available on Ticketmaster. Also, Tia Tales, that's going to be in Jasper tomorrow. The theme is Dino-Vember, so come prepared to do some dinosaur-themed arts and crafts. Tia, my co-anchor, she is going to be at the Kiwanis Park from 11 to 1 for a fun time. All ages welcome. And when Daybreak returns here on 12 News Plus, we're going to have more news and weather in your morning rush outs.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan, kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his co-workers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak, 7:54 right now. Time for your morning rush out. Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. Two coaches with the Little Cypress Mauriceville football team, they're being investigated by the UIL, and there's an emergency meeting this morning to address that issue. The team, they are on the verge of a playoff run and in contention for a district championship. Right now, there's no details on what specific rules were allegedly violated. 12 News. We're going to be streaming the UIL hearing this morning. It starts at 9 a.m. and we're going to stream it right here on 12 News Plus. Well, TxDOT, they may have finished emergency repairs on Interstate 10 East this week in Beaumont, but many drivers expressing frustration. They say this was just one of many problems that they try to avoid when driving on I-10. TxDOT says that issue was a broken armor joint with exposed steel. Only one lane was open for 13 hours. You see the mess it created here on your screen, caused major delays and impacted the surface streets. Also, a heads up for drivers in Port Arthur and Groves. You should expect alternating lane closures today on Twin City Highway. That's going to be from Hugaboom Road to Highway 73. Not much of a distance there. That's going to be from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m., so expect delays.
Clouds break up. We'll see mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy this afternoon. 83 for a high, then 85 on Saturday. And then the bottom falls out thanks to that cold front coming through. We'll see highs barely making it to 70 on Sunday, maybe not even 60 on Monday, with some cold mornings there Monday and Tuesday, back in the 30s, then back to near normal temperatures for Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
In the Orange community, they got a chance to meet a local author and get a signed copy of her book. There was a line outside of Lucy's Cafe yesterday for author Rebecca Spell. She wrote The Adventures of J-Man. It's all about her son Jordan. He has Down syndrome, and he was there to sign the book too. Rebecca says she wrote this book to inspire inclusion, and she says that she is grateful the community came out to support both of them.
There are times that I get emotional because it has been so wonderful. The community has just embraced us. Most people already in the community know Jordan through the years of him playing sports and being in public school.
And you can buy a paperback copy of that book, Adventures with J-Man, on Amazon. All right, thanks for watching Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. I'm going to be back at midday, so tune in at 11.
And I'll be here too. Have a great day, everybody.